website, if that's your portal to get our broadcast, that's great as well. So, well, how about this? Another double record-setting performance in that 50 to 59-year-old race for 50-yard dash. The National Senior Games record was 7.53. Joy Upshaw, earning the gold today, ran a 7.22. That's a new National Senior Games record. In the silver medal run, Johnny Reed also broke the record at 7.46. Third place bronze was Joanne Jackson Matthews with a 7.62. Then it was Alfreda Salter, Shalon Savelle, India Bridgette, Linda Neely Schellmeyer, and Julie Baker from Nevada. So congratulations to those ladies who won and made the finals today. Next up will be our finals for the women 50 to 54. Nice start right down the middle of the track in lane 4. That's Colleen Barney from California, 53 years old, and she led that. Got a good start, led that start to finish. And it looks like Mulazam is going to earn the silver. And Pamela Zelaya from Maryland, good enough for the bronze. Hedges, Milligan Jackson, and then Brown, your order of finish. Wow, getting some good runs today. And the records will stand because, as I said, the wind is very calm today. It was really gusting this morning, and the weather forecast had it calming down by this afternoon, but it's already calm. And we have, from our buddy over at Finished Results, we have all positive wind today, and it's allowable. So, is that correct? So those records will stand. So what an exciting day already here on Fast Track Monday. Nothing but sprints. We're going through the 50-meter finals for men and women in all the age categories. And we're going to move on to the 100-meter prelims. So that finished out the women's category with the 50 to 55 category. And the gold medalist this year was Colleen Barney from California with a 7.45. Jamie Mulazim from Ohio ran a 7.63 for silver. And Pamela Zelaya from Maryland turned in a 7.65 and earned the bronze. Then it was Jennifer Hedges, Marjorie Milligan Jackson, Jody Brown, Tanya Tomokowicz, and Laura Clemens. Now we're moving on to the men. These are the men in the upper age category. And this is the men's 50-meter final for men 95 to 104 years old. And that looks like Gerald Meyer, 100 years old, crossing the finish line first to earn the gold. And still running, as that's in lane 5, that's Larry Johnson from New Mexico. He's just double digits, 99 years old.
Record.
So there we are.
That's the first thing I'm going to ask you. And then I'm going to ask you.
I'm hearing Fred. We're going to go down to Fred, as we already heard just a moment ago. Fred has another one of our winners, and we'll get a live report from Fred. There he is, right down there in front of us. So as soon as Fred looks up here, we'll send it down there to Fred, who has one of our winners and probably one of our gold medalists. And now we're ready. Let's go down to Fred. Hey, Fred.
You know what? I have a national winner right here. She broke her own record. She ran a 7.61 yesterday, and now she ran a 7.41. I mean, gosh darn. I'm proud of you. I can't believe that you did this. Tell everybody how did you really think you can do this? Were you looking for breaking this record?
I was. That was my goal, to break a record. And I didn't know I was going to break one so soon yesterday, but that was great because it gave me something to achieve for today, which I broke another record. So that was great.
So this is the fastest time you've ever run? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, it is.
Isn't that neat?
Yes, it is.
In Albuquerque, New Mexico, at the Senior National Games. What a great place to do it.
Yes,
And tell us a little bit about your training and stuff. Like, did you train because of the high altitude and stuff? Did you get here early, or did you just?
No, we got here the day before.
You did.
Came on the track on Saturday, practiced for a little bit, and came out Sunday running.
So you didn't worry about it because it wasn't a long distance. It's just a 50 yards. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Well, everybody's congratulating you. You got to be real proud of yourself now. What I want you to do is look up in that camera and let everybody know in the state of Texas what you've done and how proud you are to represent Texas.
I am very proud to represent Texas. I still have a couple more events, the 100, the 200, and we have a Texas team running the 4x1.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot, and good luck on all your other races today.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
bye-bye.
All right, well, thank you, Fred. That was nice. Fred down on the track, talking with our gold medalists and record setters today. Nice to have Fred along as part of our broadcast. Let's go back a couple of races. The final results in that men aged 95 to 100 and the 100 to 104, they combined them. So it looks like Larry Johnson from New Mexico is your gold medalist in the 95 to 99 category. Congratulations, Larry Johnson. He ran a 25-25 in the 50 meters. And then in the age 100 to 104, 100-year-old E. Gerald Meyer earned the gold. He ran an 18.59 today. So congratulations to those two gold medalists in their age category. And then while Fred was talking to our record setter and gold medalist, we ran the 90 to 95 age category for men. And that's the men's final, 90 to 95. And your final results in that race, the gold medal goes to Kurt Davison from Missouri, 94 years old. He ran a 10.10. Silver medalist Swat Akun from Florida ran a 10.75. And Perry Huff from Mississippi, 90 years old, earned the bronze with a 13.4. Rest of the race in order: Richard Solier, John Eckenrode, Joe Barker, John Davidson, and Leonard Leventhal. So now we will get ready. So congratulations to those men. So now we're moving along with our 50-meter finals. We're crowning champions today early in the morning here in Albuquerque at the 2019 National Senior Games. These are the 50-meter finals. So we appreciate you watching as we crown the national champions. And what an honor that must be to be the national champion sprinter in your age category. The nation's fastest octogenarian. It's a little long to put on the medal, or it might fit on a t-shirt. But it's really fun to be part of this and watch and see the excitement and the joy and the camaraderie. There are some serious competitors, obviously want to win, but everybody seems to be getting along very well, whether they're competitors, friends or foes or what. It's a very nice event. Having attended a number of track meets, this is running very smoothly, and everybody's in a good mood. But who wouldn't be? We're getting close to the first day of summer with the National Championship track meet for the seniors. So it's a great day. Hope you're feeling the same way. We thank you for watching, whether you're doing that on our YouTube live feed or our YouTube broadcast or our Facebook live feed. We thank you for watching. Men final, 85 to 90-year-old. It's Neil Hart, William Jankovic, James Liggett, Barney Braithwaite, Lloyd Kemp, Don Phillips, Alan Phillips, and William Warham. And that looks like, again, your winner coming right down the middle out of lane 4, Barney Braithwaite from Barbados. 85 years old. Looks like you ran an 8.53 for the gold. Kemp, Lloyd Kemp from South Dakota, silver medalist. And let's see who earned that bronze for third place. Another nice run. Third place, they're going to give that to Phillips. So Don Phillips, your bronze medalist this year. So congratulations to those senior athletes. Their luggage will be a little heavier going home as they're taking those gold, silver, bronze medals with them. Get the official final results for the field, and I'll share that with you. And then we'll get ready to move on to the next men's sprint. The senior games record coming into this race was 9.14. That's for men 85 to 89.
This one, I just now find out as I scroll through the computer, this looks like we're running this final in 2 heats. The first of 2 heats, Jewel Kim from Washington, Marvin Champion from Colorado.
All right. Well, looking for those official final results. We'll once they post, we'll pass those on to you. Here we go. There they are. It's Amazing World. Just pops up right there in front of you. What a nice run that was. In the men 50-meter final, we've got another record-setting performance. The men 85 to 89. That was Barney Braithwaite with a record-setting 8.53. Again, the old record for the National Senior Games was 9.14. So Barney with an 8.53 set the record. Lloyd Kempf earns the silver medal. Lloyd from South Dakota, 85 years old, 9.12. Good enough for record in that race as well. Don Phillips from South Dakota earns the bronze with a run of 9.3 today. Also in that race in fourth and in order, it was James Liggett, William Yankovich, Alan Phillips, William Warham, and Neil Hart. Moving on now to the 50-meter final for men 80 to 84. Clean start, nice start. And right down the middle of the track. Lane 4 is where you want to watch. That's where they seed the fastest qualifier. So typically, not always, and that's why we run them, but typically your fastest runner will be there in lane 4. So what was that, men 60 or 80? Men 80?
Keep that in mind.
Apologize for that. Let's see where we're at here. The sun is putting some glare on the scoreboard over there, and we got behind. Thank you very much. 2 heats, that's why. 2 heats for the finals? Huh, all right.
You have it on live results?
Yeah.
You get live events?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, audience. I was talking with my buddy for finished results, because see, that's how much they care. So they want to come over and make sure we're getting it, and we're doing it right. But I think the Wi-Fi today, there's a big demand on the bandwidth today. So maybe, at the senior games, that's kind of appropriate, isn't it? You get it done. It's just gonna be a couple of moments longer than the rest of us. All right, so next up, looks like we do have the men's 80-meter final, 80 to 84. 2 heats in the final. Wonder if they combined them. Or maybe everybody qualified that time. Not sure, but we do have 2 heats, and I assume then that they will run these 2 heats and then award the medals based on time comparison.
Hello? After this race, we'll go.
And this is our second heat in the men's 50. And lane 4. Looks like Bob Williamson, but hold on. Let's break the tradition. As I was just saying, usually your winner and fastest heat is in 4, but how about that for Lowell Thompson from Minnesota in lane 5? I think he was your winner, and he was. Thompson, Williamson, and Beebe from Michigan. Thompson, Williamson, Beebe, your order of finish. All right, we've got our buddy Fred Holtberg down on the track with another one of our gold medalists. And let's find out who Fred's talking to today. Fred?
Just because there were 2 heats, that's both heats combined, your winners and stuff.
Thank you. Just got the official results, and yes, they did combine those 2 heats. So your official results, gold medalist in the 80 to 84-year-old category, Marvin Champion. Marvin Champion from Colorado, your gold medalist, 8.11. This is in the men's 50-meter dash for men 80 to 84. Lowell Thompson from Minnesota, your silver medalist, and Bob Williamson earns the bronze. Now let's go down to the track and talk to Fred.
And I have another record-breaking time of 8.53. Barney Braithwaite And this gentleman is 85 years old, and he looks like about 50. And I can't believe that. This guy really ran fast. He just beat everybody so bad. Tell everybody how happy you are. And, you know, he wanted to make sure to let everybody know he's from Barbados, I mean. And so he wanted to make sure that everybody in Barbados knows that he won.
That's right. I think they should.
Look up in the camera.
Yeah, I think they should do, because Barbados is on a small island, and we try to boost them up as much as we can by running, literature, all sorts of things. And I think that's a good way to go forward for Barbados.
How big is Barbados? I don't even know.
Well, the last time when I was young, it was 166 square miles. 166 square miles.
How many people are there?
I can't really say,
Sure, yeah.
but the last time I heard it was something like 3 million or 3,000,
Okay.
something like that.
So now I'm sure you're running the 100, I'm sure.
I do.
And then what else are you going to run while you're here?
Well, I'll be competing in the 100,
Okay.
I think, today,
Okay.
and then I'll be competing in the 400 next week.
Okay. And your best race, you think, is out of the 50, the 100, and the 400?
Well, I try to make every race my best.
Okay.
Sometimes I can't.
Yeah.
I can't really do that. Can't win, but
Yeah.
I try to make every event my best.
But nowadays, the 400 is something where you're running really hard, and that takes the most out of your body. Am I not correct?
Well, I think so, but I don't feel it until I finish the course.
Okay. Okay. Hey, so one last word to Barbados, and look up in the camera and just say one last word there.
Barbados is one of the greatest countries in the world, and it's also one of the smallest countries in the world. We try to keep it as if it's the first-class country in the world.
Okay.
So you must come to Barbados to experience that.
All right. Okay, Barney, thanks a lot. Congratulations and good luck.
And thank you too.
Okay, thanks, Barney.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, thank you, Fred, and thank you, Barney. Congratulations. I'm sold if he's the ambassador for Barbados. Let me check with our producer. Alden, you up for Barbados?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sounds good to me, too. Glad to bring you those live reports with Fred Holtberg, who, by the way, Fred is the director of the New Mexico Senior Games. So he has been part of this process all along. Let's bring you up to date. While we were talking with Barney, we ran the men's final, 75 to 79-year-old. Kenton Brown is your gold medalist with a 7.14. That's a record. Roger Pearson's the silver with a 7.49. That's a record. And then third for bronze was Paul Milewski with a 7.67. Right now you're watching the men 70 to 74 years old in their 50-meter dash final, and that's men 70 to 74. Your field was Vince Leota in lane 1, Larry Smith from Louisiana, Ridley Holder from Barbados, David Kottner from Arkansas, Don Warren, Pennsylvania, Carl Herbert from Texas, Lawrence Letary from Texas, and William Bach. They all qualified for the finals, and the winner, the gold medalist in the men, 70 to 74, 50-meter dash. Looks like it's Kottner with a 7.18. David Kottner, your gold medalist this year, 70 years old from Arkansas. Ridley Holder from Barbados, also 70 years old. He earns the silver. He ran a 7.3 today. And then the bronze medalist is Don Warren from Pennsylvania, 71 years old. He turned in a 7.41. And the rest of the field in order of finish was Larry Smith, William Bach, Carl Herbert, Vince Leota, and Lawrence Letary. Dana Childs with the broadcast and the call today, live from Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's the 2019 National Senior Games. Today, Monday, we're calling it Fast Track Monday because what we'll be broadcasting a majority of today are the sprints. Right now we're enjoying the 50-meter finals. We're crowning national champions here right off the bat this morning. And then beginning at 11 o'clock, we will begin the 100-meter prelims. So 50-meter finals, men and women across all age categories, gold medals handed out this morning. And then we'll get into the 100-meter prelims. So it's the speedsters today, and we thank you for watching. Moving on to the men's final for men's 65 to 69 in the 50-meter dash. 65 to 69. And they are in the blocks and ready to go. David Craig, Marvin Kepperton, Thomas Simic, Jim Ross, David Ortman, Michael Herlocker, John Payson, Paul Slater, and right down the middle again. Oh, that looked like lane 4, Jim Ross, 66 years old from Utah. Yeah, they're going to give it to Ross. And then it's Simic from New Mexico. How about that? 67 years old Thomas Simic earns the silver. And congratulations to those two. Winner was Jim Ross. Silver was Thomas Simic from New Mexico. And your third place runner earning the bronze today was David Ortman from Washington. So it's Ross, Simic, Ortman, Utah, New Mexico, Washington, your order of finish. And congratulations to those gentlemen today on being here, qualifying for the finals, and turning in such a nice run on that 50-meter gold medal final. National champion. I wonder what that feels like. I mean, it's got to be a thrill to win your state games, be the gold medalist, qualify to get here, and then to win this and be the national champ. It's got to be a thrill at 65, 75, 85. Pick a number. But how much fun is that? Just witnessed another record in that 50-meter final, the men's 65 to 69. The record was 6.88. And your winner, Jim Ross, took a tenth of a second off of that, 6.78, your new record. And gold medalist Jim Ross from Utah at 66 years old. Thomas Simic from New Mexico, 67 years old. He ran a 7.02 and earned the silver. And then David Ortman, who is 66. He's from Washington, ran a 7.06. The rest of the field in order of finish was David Craig from Tennessee, Marvin Kepperton from Nevada, John Pace from Texas, Paul Slater from Texas, and qualified but did not run, Michael Herlocker. All right. So congratulations to Jim Ross on his gold medal, national champion, and new senior games record at 6.78 for the men 65 to 69. Boy, we were just doing one of those broadcasting, hype it up, call it something, make it something, when we called it Fast Track Monday. You know how the news does, how they over-sensationalize everything and got to hype it. The blizzard of 19, So in keeping with that, we hyped it up and we're calling it Fast Track Monday. But we didn't realize that would be so accurate. We've seen, I think, 4 or 5 records set already in the 50-meter finals as we're handing out gold medals today. And now we're moving on to the men's final for men's 60 to 65. And they are in the blocks. They are getting ready. About to be set. Michael Lindley, John O'Leary, Joseph Partridge II, Ronald Humphrey, Paul Sabri, Phil McConkey, Junior Lovell, and Dave McNair from Nebraska. And boy, that is a fast race and a tight race. But again, it looks like somewhere around the middle of the track. They're going to give it to Humphrey. Ronald Humphrey from Virginia with a 6.74. Ronald Humphrey, 6.74. Close to that record, just 6/100ths of a second shy of a new record. So we are fast tracking it today. Humphrey, McConkey, and Sabri. McConkey. Phil McConkey, 62 from California, your silver medalist. And your bronze medalist was Sabri, Paul Sabri, 60 years old from South Carolina. So congratulations to those 3 gentlemen taking home medals today in the men's 50-meter dash final, 60 to 64 years old. But, even earning the bronze or the silver in the national finals, heck, that'd be acceptable, I guess. Sure, that's quite an accomplishment. Our final results from that finals run, Ronald Humphrey with a 6.74. Phil McConkey from California, 6.75. He gets it was close, 1/100th of a second. Phil McConkey from California, though, gets the silver, 6.75. And then just 3/100ths behind that, it was your bronze medalist, Paul Sabri from South Carolina, 60 years old. The rest of the field in order of finish was Joseph Partridge II, Michael Lindley, John O'Leary, and then it was Dave McNair and Junior Lovell. So there's your order of finish. as provided by Finished Results. If you if you want to follow along, well, obviously, if you're hearing this, you're watching. If you want to follow along, we suggest you download that free app, Finished Results, and you can keep up with us. That's where I'm getting the information. And I also suggest you download that app, Finished Results, so that you can keep track of what's going on, because there's so much more information on there that we really have time to disseminate. I mean, at the same time we're doing these 50-meter finals, we'll have field events going on, and you can keep track of those results as well. And here we are with the men. 55 to 59. This is your gold medal 50-meter final. Clean start. And they are moving. Whoa. McGee. Looks like McGee, Don McGee from Maryland, finished first. Don McGee, 59 years old from Maryland. Your first place gold medal winner in that 50-meter final. And in second place, the silver medalist this year. Looks like that's going to be Lawson, James Lawson. And then Michael Bradenkamp gets your bronze medal today. So congratulations to those winners. Nice run today. And we are getting some very fast times and some amazingly close races. So it's good we have the electronic timing and all the eyes and gadgets on the finish line, because there's 2/100ths of a second separating first from second place at times. So there we had the 50-meter finals for men 55 to 59. The record was the record is still 6.48, but we came close with a 6.55 run today by your gold medalist Don McGee, 59 years old from Maryland. Silver medalist James Lawson from California, 56 years old. He ran a 6.61 today. And Michael Bradenkamp from Virginia gets the bronze with a 6.62. The rest of the field in order of finish: Stephen Bunns, Ken Thomas, Francois Boda, Kevin Biggers, and Paul Holbrook. I think we have Fred down on the track, and let's go down and see what he's got going for us today. And Fred has another one of our gold medalists and finalists. Getting ready to have a conversation with him. Again, Fred runs the New Mexico Senior Games, so he very familiar with how it works, and he helped get all of our New Mexico athletes here. Fred, take it away. What do you have?
Want to finish your text? Did you do it yet? Go ahead and finish it. Okay, you got it? Did you send it? He wants to make sure all his friends are watching him. We're back in Albuquerque at the National Senior Games, and Lowe Thompson from Minnesota just won the 80, the men's 80, and of course someone's calling me on my phone again, and they won't stop calling me. I need to turn that thing off. But how happy are you to be able to win it's the men's 80, right?
The men's 80.
Men's 80. How happy? Let everybody know.
I'm very happy. I have finished third in the preliminary preliminary round, and there were two very good runners ahead of me, and turned out good this time.
So you were a little worried
Yeah,
that two people had better times, so you thought, gosh.
One was quite a ways ahead. He's really a good runner.
Yeah.
And I figured I could maybe get second behind him, but
Yeah.
just turned out better than
Well, you got a good jump, and you took off really well, and I think that's important, didn't you?
Yeah, he was ahead of me. One of the guys was ahead of me, but I read somewhere where if you pump your hands harder or your arms harder,
Yeah.
it helps.
And it helped.
I gradually caught him, and
Well, I think I haven't. I don't know if I told everybody, but he's from Minnesota, the suburb of Minnesota. Why don't you tell everybody where you're from?
I'm from New Brighton, Minnesota. It's a suburb of Minneapolis. It's
Okay.
Twin Cities area.
Okay. And then why don't you look up in the camera up there,
Okay.
and let all your friends. I know you just called a lot of your friends to be watching you, so tell them what you want to tell all your friends. Just say something that
This
you
is
want
for
to
having-
into Minnesota.
Having a good time. Albuquerque's a very good host community, so everybody's friendly and always helps to win. It's a lot more fun that way.
Good. Well, I hope your friends get to watch. Is there one last word you want to say, or
I'll be home tomorrow night.
Okay, he'll be home tomorrow night. Okay, we're going back to Dana. See you guys. Bye-bye now.
Okay.
Hey, thanks. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much, Fred. We appreciate that, and have a safe trip back to the Twin Cities. That is a nonstop flight from Albuquerque International Sunport to MSP. And nice. They put you on a big 767. It's nonstop. You wake up in Albuquerque and take a nap, and next thing you know, you're looking at the Mall of America. Minneapolis, Twin Cities, what a great place. And by the way, a baseball note, the Twins are in first place in their division, and there's a guy, their catcher, Mitch Garver, is from Albuquerque. He went to high school right here at La Cueva High School, and we're good friends with him because we here at ProView Sports are bringing you this broadcast. We cover all the high school sports. So as these kids grow up and mature and make their way through their athletic career, we have them all on ProView Sports. So later on, these kids go on to the professional legs, and they still remember us here at ProView, and we really, really appreciate that. I mean, guys like Alex Bregman as well. You probably heard about him from the Astros. He'll be in the All-Star game, I'm sure. So we really, really enjoy that. So this is a nice little divergence from us. We're usually talking to 15, 16, 18-year-old kids with their future ahead of them. Now we're talking to people, their accomplishments are mostly behind them except for these games. So interesting. Thanks for letting me take that little left turn. What we just watched was the men's 50-meter final. Gold medalist this year for the men's 50 to 54 age category, Norris Haynes from Maryland. He set a new record. Previous record was 6:49. Norris Haynes established a new national senior games record at 6.45. Silver medalist Wayne Folk from Pennsylvania. He turned in a 6.64. And the bronze goes to Khalid Mulzaim from Ohio with a 6.68. Rest of the field in order of finish was Stacy Green, Steve Arnold, Manny Garcia, and Preston Green. So that wraps up our finals. We've awarded medals already, gold, silver, bronze in all of the age categories for men and women in the 50-meter dash. So congratulations to those national champions here at the 2019 National Senior Games in Albuquerque. I'm Dana Childs. We have Fred Holtberg down on the track. Our crew working hard. We got cameramen all over, directors out in the hot sun bringing you the pictures, so we appreciate what they're doing. Our director today is Alden Ione, and Jude is up on the press box working those cameras for us. So it's a combined effort. We're glad you're watching, and I guess we're going to take a little break because we just finished the 50-meter finals. So coming up in about 30 minutes will be our next track events. We'll take a little bit of a break, and we'll hear from our sponsors. And we would invite you, if you go get some coffee or walk the dog, come back at 11 o'clock if you would, please. That's 11 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time, because we'll begin the 100-meter prelims. And we thank you for watching the 2019 National Senior Games, brought to you by Humana here on ProView Networks.
win was only 0.7. Swat Akin from Florida, the silver, carries up from Mississippi the bronze.
Welcome back to the 2019 National Senior Games, brought to you by Humana. Dana Childs on the play-by-play call. We're going to go down to the track to our friend Fred Holtberg with another one of our gold medal winners.
Senior Games. The 50 just got completed now, and we have a national winner here. Norris Haynes from Maryland just ran a 6.45. The old record was 6.49. And what do you think of this now, Morris? I mean, were you really thinking of breaking the record?
I really didn't go in here thinking I was going to break a record. I just wanted to come in here and place. And, you know, I went in yesterday, and, you know, I just wanted to have a good, smooth race. Ended up breaking the record then. And I was kind of kidding around and said, man, had I known I was going to do that, I would have wore a clean shirt because I had it all grimy from stretching on the track.
Yeah.
And then I came back today and ran the same time. So, yeah, it felt really good. It wasn't something that I planned on doing,
Yeah.
but I'll definitely take it. It just confirms that I'm doing some stuff right.
So yesterday, then, you had the fastest time?
Yeah, had the fastest
Okay.
time yesterday,
Okay.
ran the same time today.
Okay, okay. Hey, so being from Maryland now, you said you've lived there for many, many years, a long time. Is it different when you're running there? Can you really tell the difference in the high altitude and just our weather and stuff? Does it feel different to you?
Yeah, one, it's a lot warmer. The heat is more intense, but it's a lot drier. And I think I benefited from the actual high, with the higher altitude. You're a little bit lighter, so maybe that's the difference in getting the record. So you know, but I'll take it. You know, for such a short race, you know, you can pretty much like almost hold your breath for, you know, the 50. So you're not as impacted if you're going to be doing something, you know, for a much longer race.
Well, I know you had the best weather probably you could possibly have because every morning it's been pretty cool. It hadn't been real hot. I know it's like at home I don't even turn my air conditioner on at night because it does get cool. So you lucked out on the weather. Hey, one more time.
Sure.
Look up in that camera and tell everybody in Maryland how proud you are and hope the state of Maryland is for you winning the national championship and setting a national time.
All right, thank you. Yeah, coming home with the medal, Maryland. Thanks to everybody for your support. You know, I also want to thank the guys that have been help training me. You've got Don McGee, Oscar, Peyton. I mean, those guys, I've been training with those guys, and they helped me really kick up my game. So, and all those guys are from Maryland. So, Maryland, we got some Maryland pride here.
Okay, hey, up to Dana and Norris, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Fred. Way to get those gold medalist record setters on the program today. Dana Childs with the play-by-play up in the press box. That's Fred Holtberg down on the track talking with our medalists, gold medal winners, and in this case, record setters. And he's asking really good questions, you know, about athletic performance and the human body and the condition and the atmosphere, the wind, all of it. Fred knows what to ask them. Fred is the director of the New Mexico Senior Games. And he hits me up every year. Dana, come on. Get out there, go play some basketball or run or do something. So maybe I will next year because I'm 59. So next year I'll be 60. I'll be the young guy in that 60 to 64 age category. So I can just run circle around those other old guys, maybe. Of course, you know, that's how I feel today on this beautiful Monday morning on Fast Track Monday. But next June when the Senior Games come around, I don't know if I'll feel the same way, but we'll see. It's an excellent event. And we are so happy to be proud of it. And the games, by the way, are brought to you by Humana. The games and the broadcast brought to you by Humana. Also, 5-star senior living. The Hyatt Regency of Albuquerque, One Albuquerque. Growing Boulder, the state of New Mexico, Zibrio. Broadcast and the games also brought to you by Life Plan Communities, the New Mexico Senior Olympics, Presbyterian Hospitals, University of New Mexico Health Sciences, and also brought to you by Visit Albuquerque. That is a program. That is also a request, Visit Albuquerque. And not quite a command. It's just a suggestion. But we do suggest you visit Albuquerque because that's how you get to Taos. You got to fly into Albuquerque, and then you go to Taos. So visit Albuquerque because that's your gateway to Santa Fe and all the exciting things up in northern New Mexico. We thank our sponsors for being part of the games. And We're going to take a few minutes and let you hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with more. We'll try to bring you some results from the field. We have final results today from the women's triple jump, and we'll have those for you after this word from our sponsors. And thank you for watching the 2019 National Senior Games on ProView Networks.
right, the senior games have begun. Thank you to India Archer for that lovely rendition of the national anthem and for the National Guard for their wonderful presentation of colors. What a wonderful presentation. All right, the senior games have begun. Thank you to India Archer for that lovely rendition of the national anthem and for the National Guard for their wonderful presentation of colors. What a wonderful presentation. At this time, I'd like to invite the Honorable Mayor of Albuquerque, Tim Keller, to say a few words to our crowd today. Doesn't even look like he broke a sweat.
All right, well, good evening, Albuquerque. Good evening, Senior Games. I gotta say, there's nothing like grabbing hold of the torch for the games. That was very, very special, and it's very, very special for our city to be hosting this. And I want to take a little bit of time just to express my gratitude to all the folks who made this happen and just share a few thoughts to all of our athletes and their families that are here. First, I want to welcome all our government officials from the state of New Mexico, our city councilors. Also, I believe Congresswoman Deb Haaland is around. That's right, let's give all of them a round of applause. And of course, now that the flame has finally arrived, we've got a record-breaking games in store for you with 14,000 athletes. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm a city councilor, so you go to abc.gov. Now, of course, this wouldn't be possible without our tremendous sponsors. And so I do want to thank especially Haverland Carter Life Plan Communities for sponsoring our torch run, and of course Humana and all the different sponsors throughout the games. Let's thank them for making this possible. Now, we also know that for us here in Albuquerque to welcome you, we've been working on this for 2 years. It has been a huge effort along with the Senior Games national staff, and I want to especially acknowledge a few folks who are literally responsible for all the games and all the events and all the surrounding activities. I want to start with the COO of our city, Lawrence Rael. Lawrence, give us a wave. I know I saw him in the audience there. And also the director of our Senior Affairs Department, Anna Sanchez. That's right. And our sort of czar of the Senior Games, Anthony Romero. Anthony, thank you so much as well. Now, there is a huge team behind the games, and I want to thank them all, but I know our out-of-town visitors want to get to competing and get to celebrating, so I just also want to extend a heartfelt thanks to everyone. We have about a third of the city mobilized, of city government, for the Senior Games. I want to thank each and every one of them, and you will see them at every venue along
All right, the Senior Games have begun. Thank you to India Archer for that lovely rendition of the national anthem and for the National Guard for their wonderful presentation of colors. What a wonderful presentation. At this time, I'd like to invite the Honorable Mayor of Albuquerque, Tim Keller, to say a few words to our crowd today. Doesn't even look like he broke a sweat.
All right, well, good evening, Albuquerque. Good evening, Senior Games. The taken the torch for the games. That was very, very special, and it's very, very special for our city to be hosting this. And I want to take a little bit of time just to express my gratitude to all the folks who made this happen and just share a few thoughts to all of our athletes and their families that are here. First, I want to welcome all our government officials from the state of New Mexico, our city councilors. Also, I believe Congresswoman Deb Haaland is around. That's right, let's give all of them a round of applause. And of course, now that the flame has finally arrived, we've got a record-breaking games in store for you with 14,000 athletes. Give yourselves a round of applause.
I'm a city councilor, so you go to abq.gov and I'll get it.
Now, of course, this wouldn't be possible without our tremendous sponsors. And so I do want to thank especially Haverland Carter Life Plan Communities for sponsoring our torch run, and of course Humana and all the different sponsors throughout the games. Let's thank them for making this possible. Now, we also know that for us here in Albuquerque to welcome you, we've been working on this for 2 years. It has been a huge effort along with the Senior Games national staff, and I want to especially acknowledge a few folks who are literally responsible for all the games and all the events and all the surrounding activities. I want to start with the COO of our city, Lawrence Rael. Lawrence, give us a wave. I know I saw him in the audience there. And also the director of our Senior Affairs Department, Anna Sanchez. That's right. And our sort of czar of the Senior Games, Anthony Romero. Anthony, thank you so much as well. Now, there is a huge team behind the games, and I want to thank them all, but I know our out-of-town visitors want to get to competing and get to celebrating, so I just also want to extend a heartfelt thanks to everyone. We have about a third of the city mobilized, of city government, for the Senior Games. I want to thank each and every one of them, and you will see them at every venue, along with 6,000 plus volunteers. So let's put it together for all the volunteers and all the staff. Now, just one more piece of thanks that I do want to extend to those who traveled the least far to get here. Our New Mexico participants, let's hear from you. Let's give a good shout out from the land of enchantment. Go for the gold. And now for us as a city, it is so special to share with you these games, to share with you that concept and that spirit of competition. Whether you're an individual or you're a family member, let's not forget that the games are a fun, competitive activity. And they celebrate a lot. They celebrate that inner spirit, that will to win, that will to reach for the gold. That in and of itself is something that is core to who we are, and it's something that we should celebrate in every aspect of our life, even if it's not just the Senior Games. For all of us, it's about finding the strength to try and push ourselves a little bit further. And it's also about respecting and cherishing our own health. It's about the fact that we believe with the right lifestyle and with the right support services, we can all live wonderful, active lives right here in our community or in communities across America. That's right. And so give yourselves a round of applause for honoring that commitment to yourself and to your community and to your family. And so lastly, I also want to acknowledge the opportunity for our entire city. We have roughly about 1 million folks in the metro area that you're all going to be interacting with, and you are in for a special treat if you're in from out of town. This is one of the most unique places in America. We have a history that reflects a deep crossroads of multiple cultures that are still alive and well, and it's something we are very, very proud of. And so we are thrilled to have you here in our city, in the 505, in the Albuquerque, in the Burque. You're going to hear all of that as you're here. And we also want you to enjoy all our restaurants, and to enjoy our breweries, and enjoy the great food and the scenery. And we also want you to actually come and move here. Welcome to Albuquerque, and let the games begin!
And we would love you to come and move here. Mayor Keller is right. It's great to have everyone here, and we're just thrilled that we're able to host these this year. So with that, I'd like to ask Kate Amack, the National Senior Games Association Chair, Board of Directors, and she's going to come up here today. She's already competed in the Power Walk event, so maybe she'll tell us how she did.
Welcome to the Land of Enchantment. Thank you to the City of Albuquerque and everybody that has put together numerous hours to put this all together. You are going to have a spectacular couple of weeks. So excited, and all of you are so inspirational. The Senior Games movement shows what a person of age can do, and you guys are that example, and you need to continue that. I'm so excited to be here, and yes, this was my first competition, even though I've been involved with the games at the local level since 1981, but I did compete today in the 1500 Power Walk, and I'll do the 5K. I didn't finish last. So that's good in my age group. So welcome, enjoy yourselves. Please, if you see me, please stop and say hello. I'm very excited, and I'm from the neighboring state of Colorado. Thank you, good luck, and go athletes.
Thank you, Kate. And you know, we mentioned this a lot, but it's worth mentioning again. We could not do this without the support of our sponsor, Humana. And so at this time, I'd like to bring Mark Iorio, Humana's VP of Medicare Regional President, Senior Markets, up to the podium to say a few words.
Well, good evening. What a wonderful event. So exciting to be here. And on behalf of Humana, I'm here to honor and welcome everyone to the 2019 National Senior Games. Congratulations to all the athletes for qualifying for the games. You have prepared for this moment for the past 2 years, and I'm so delighted to celebrate with you this evening. Your accomplishments are an inspiration to us all. We're thrilled to have a record 13,712 athletes competing here this year. It's a remarkable achievement on behalf of all of you, and a wonderful thing to be able to celebrate. As a leading health and well-being company, Humana's mission is to help people toward active, lifelong well-being. That's our passion, and we couldn't have a better illustration of that here at the Games. We do this by partnering with like-minded people. I think we found like-minded people, health-inspired people, organizations like the National Senior Games Organization to partner with and share our values, and those who want to make a real difference improving the health of our communities. I'd like to extend a sincere gratitude to our partners at the National Senior Games Association and for allowing us to be a part of this life-changing event. Year after year since 2007. Together we continue to celebrate active aging at every stage of the health journey. I would also like to thank the City of Albuquerque for being such an exceptional host to the Games. There couldn't be a more perfect setting to celebrate the athletes and all the friends and family who have come from across the country to support their loved ones. Finally, I'd like to thank all the volunteers who are here to support the athletes and their families. This includes more than 50 Humana employees who you'll see at the Athletes Village, the softball field, the track and field meets. Take a moment to say thank you to the volunteers because, as you know, we couldn't host this event without all the volunteers. Active aging goes well beyond Active aging goes well beyond physical health, whether you're an athlete or a supporter. Your participation here at the Games exercises your mental and emotional health as well. The Games provide so many opportunities to meet new people, to keep in touch with old friends, One of my favorite things about the games is seeing all the special bonds and witnessing friends reuniting with one another after 2 years being apart. The competition is off to a great start. Humana wants to wish everyone well, the very best over the next several days and for years to come. Thank you so much for coming.
Is she going to speak next, or is it my turn to come out here?
I have to compete with her. Do you realize
Yes,
this?
you do. Hi, darling. Let me have a big southern hug from you. I had a list that there were 3 people before me to come out here and speak. Our mayor and 2 other people. I'm so sorry I interrupted your grand entrance. Give her a round of applause and I'll exit.
And you'll be seeing more of that lovely lady in just a moment. I want to thank Mark Iorio again from Humana, and we do have, Humana is our premier sponsor. We have some other sponsors that we really want to give a big thank you to right now. These are people and companies and agencies that have all helped put on these games, and it's the reason we're here tonight. So bear with me while I name a few more sponsors. Zibrio, 5-Star Senior Living, Growing Boulder, Haverland Carter Life Plan Communities, Presbyterian, New Mexico Gas Company, Hyatt Regency Albuquerque, UNM Health Sciences Center, Comcast, PNM, 2 Men in a Truck, New Mexico Railrunner Express, AT&T, Wells Fargo, and many, many more. And at this time, I think you're in for a really big treat. It is a program called, you just saw a little snippet of what it's going to be about. It's a program called Noche de Fuego, Night of Fire. And Noche de Fuego is an exciting production that celebrates the rich, ever-evolving, and absolutely unique and diverse history of New Mexico through dance, music, and song. This performance will lead you through the Native American era, the Spanish era, the Mexican era, the territorial era, all the way up to the contemporary set. So please sit back and relax and enjoy Noche de Fuego.
The torch for the games, that was very, very special, and it's very, very special for our city to be hosting this. And I want to take a little bit of time just to express my gratitude to all the folks who made this happen and just share a few thoughts to all of our athletes and their families that are here. First, I want to welcome all our government officials from the state of New Mexico, our city councilors. Also, I believe Congresswoman Deb Haaland is around. That's right, let's give all of them a round of applause. And of course, now that the flame has finally arrived, we've got a record-breaking games in store for you with 14,000 athletes. Give yourselves a round of applause.
I'm a city councilor, so if you go to abc.gov, and I'll get
Now, of course, this
Welcome back to Albuquerque, New Mexico in the 2019 National Senior Games happening here at the University of New Mexico Track and Field Complex and brought to you by Humana. I'm Dana Childs. We're really glad to have you along for Fast Track Monday here at the National Senior Games. Track and field, not the only thing being competed or being not the only event happening today. There are 19 other sports going on at venues all around Albuquerque. And here at the track, not just track events today with Fast Track Monday with the finals in the 50 meters and the upcoming 100-yard prelims, but we have discus, we have javelin, there's some high jump, pole vault, all the usual field events are also on the schedule for today, and we will try to bring you some of those results as they become available on this app, which we recommend you download yourself. Finished Results. Finished Results. It's a free app. Get that on your device, and you can check out the women's triple jump finals before I finally get around to broadcasting them. So you do your own broadcast at home. And we do have women's triple jump final information now for you from Finished Results. And this competition held earlier today. In the women, age 75 to 79, in the triple jump, your gold medalist this year is Carol Strickland from Tennessee, 75 years old with a jump of 15 feet, 11 inches. Silver medalist is Ann Carter, 77 years old from South Carolina. She jumped 14, 2.5 today. Jane Simpson earns this bronze. Jane Simpson from New Jersey. And her jump of 12 feet, 11 1/4 inch. Good enough for the bronze today. Also in order of finish, Kathleen Fitzgerald, Judith Scott, and Irma Riley. Now, we turn the page to the triple jump final results today from the women, aged 80 to 84. The gold medalist is Christelle Donnelly from Colorado, 84 years old, earning the gold medal today with a jump of 17 feet, 1 1/4 inch. Nadine Carver, now we've heard that name before, from Ohio. She's 80 years old, and 15, 2 1/4 was her triple jump today, good enough for the silver medal. Arlene Dupois from Florida, 80 years old, earned the bronze with a triple jump of 14 feet, 2 1/2 inch. You're looking at the infield. Looks beautiful today. And the top of your screen is the shot put area. To the right, obviously, is a high jump pit. Then we have more high jumping going on at the other end of the field. But just off to the left of your screen there, across the way, across the track from us on the east side of the track, is where the pole vault pit is, and some other jumping pits over there for long jump and triple jump. And we do have some more finals from some of the other field events. We have the women's javelin throw. And, I'm sorry, that hasn't happened yet. We will try to move on here to the men's long jump as we get ready for 100-meter preliminary race. This is women, 80 and above. And that looks like lane 4 is going to be your winner. First heat of the women's 100-yard dash preliminaries. That was a grouping of 85 to 80. 85 to 89, but it says 80 on the scoreboard. 2 heats. Coffee. Got a runner named Coffee. So we are, I guess, back at the 80 to 85. Apologize, I'm trying to speak to you while in my old brain I try to search this computer screen for results for you. Looks like we have women 80 to 84. That's what this race is. And that first heat that we just watched in lane 2 was Kathy Harper Hall. Janet Frenary from Rhode Island was in lane 2. Madeline Cazell from Florida. Artis Wright, Minnesota. Audrey Smith from Florida. And Mary Lou Bradford from Texas. That rounds out the field for that heat of the women's 100-yard dash prelim in the category of women aged 80 to 84. And now we're getting ready for our second heat. Only one runner in the blocks, the rest of them going from a standing start. In this heat on the inside is Marion Coffey from Texas. Lane 2, Nadine Carver, there she is again. Just had her in the triple jump. 80 years old from Ohio, she's in lane 2. Mary Sharon Excel is in lane 3 from Minnesota. Did not see who that false start will be charged to, but we did get a false start on that first attempt in this 100-yard prelim for women 80 to 84. In this heat, in lane 4, Diana Fisher Woods, 81 years old from Illinois. In lane 5, Kathy Bergen, 80 from California. Eleanor Pendergraft is from Tennessee. She's 84 years old, and she's in lane 6. And then the host team, the host state, has Miguelita Pecos in lane 7 from New Mexico. The false start rules, the false start is charged to the individual. So if that runner who false started on that first attempt does it again, they're out. It happened a couple of times yesterday in the men's 50-yard prelim. It's a sad thing to see. But in these sprints, the start is so important, especially in that brief 50-yard sprint. Start can be huge. So some of the runners trying to anticipate the gun, and they got caught. And now we're going to attempt another restart in this women's 100-yard prelim. That's a clean start.